Hey guys, Mr. T here for another video. Let's go ahead and dive in. So I am here. So for those of you who don't know, the new Pokemon game comes out this October. It's called Pokemon Legends ZA. It's another side game, similar to Legends Arceus. So Legends Arceus came out back in 2020, 2021, and it was the first semi open world attempt by open world game by Pokemon. And oh my god, Legends Arceus, if I ranked all Pokemon games, not just the main line, Legends Arceus would hands down be my second, maybe even my first favorite. I loved that game. The only reason I probably wouldn't put it as my favorite is because Charizard's not in it. But that game was phenomenal. And the thing that makes it so amazing, let me phrase that. The thing that makes Scarlet and Violet not higher on my list, because Scarlet and Violet were great games. I think they get more hate than they deserve. But Legends Arceus was beautifully done. The graphics, the gameplay. Oh my god, the ability to catch Pokemon without actually throwing one of your own Pokemon out, that was game changing. And then they took it all away in Scarlet and Violet. They should have just taken Legends Arceus and copied the Paldea region into it. That's why I kind of don't think Scarlet and Violet is high on my list, but Scarlet and Violet does get more hate than it should. It was still a good game, but Arceus was amazing. So I have high hopes for this new game, Legends ZA, and some people are like, oh, it's going to take place in a single city. The world is going to be super small. I'm like, guys, Paris is, France is a bunch of surrenderers, okay? And they need to start thanking America for them not speaking German, instead of, yelling at us and treating us like crap. You're welcome, France, twice. But Paris, regardless of your thoughts on France and the fact they surrender all the time, Paris is a massive city, which is what Lumio City is based off of. Paris is huge. I don't think people understand how big the metropolitan area of Paris is, and that's what this game is based on. Lumio City is Paris. So I don't have a whole lot of hesitation towards the size of the map. I think the gameplay is great. The mechanics look good so far. It looks like a little bit of a downgrade from Legends Arceus in terms of the general style, but I'm really looking forward to it. I have high hopes for it. So with that being said, one of the big things is they've introduced some new Mega Evolutions. The new Mega Dragonite, not a fan. Again, like Scarlet and Violet, I think Mega Dragonite gets more hate than it should, but it's definitely not great. It would definitely, I wouldn't put it on a I hate list, but I really would put it low on a ranking list. So I thought, let's dive in and rank them. All right, so I've given my backstory. I've dogged on France a little bit, which is always fun to do, and them surrendering. So let's dive in. So instead of an honorable mentions, because there's not that many confirmed Mega Evolutions, okay, I decided to put about 4 or 5 Mega Evolutions I don't like. Okay, and one of them might shock you. So the megas that I do not like are these ones. Okay, now the first one that probably draws your eyes is Mega Charizard Y. It's not that I hate Mega Charizard Y. It's just, in what universe does Charizard X exist and people not like that one better? The fact that there are people out there that like Mega Y over Mega X blows my mind. Mega Y, yeah, I see the general appeal to it, but in a world where Mega X exists, how can you like anything other than Mega Charizard X? And let's be honest, we all knew going into this list who my favorite number 1 is. So we already know that. But Charizard Y, it felt like, I don't know. I think if it was the only Mega Charizard God, I knew I would like it more. But the fact that there's people out there that say this one is better than Charizard X, I'm sorry, but you need to go to a doctor and get your head checked, because in no conceivable way is this Charizard better than Charizard X. Mega Charizard X is everything Charizard should be, especially because of the fact that it's a freaking dragon type. That alone makes Charizard X better than Charizard Y. And if you think otherwise, I'm sorry, but your opinion is wrong. You think wrong, and you should never have an opinion about Pokemon again. I said what I said. If you unfollow me, I don't care. I'm standing on that ground. Y isn't bad. but X is the best. Period. Right? Yeah, moving on now before I get too into this soapbox. But some of these other ones, they just kind of look weird to me. And again, just to show you guys I am playing fair, Gardevoir is one of my favorite all-time Pokemon, but her Mega Evolution isn't that great. And I almost put Blastoise on this list too. I was actually getting ready to, and then I thought, okay, if I put Charizard and Blastoise on an I don't like list, I would have a mutiny on some of my messaging. But yeah, I feel like these are, I don't want to say downgrades from their regular forms, but they're not good. And then the Gladios and Latios, that's not the same Pokemon. I put both of them on there. You can tell the difference in the eyes. I felt that was the biggest mega downgrade in history. I think their regular forms look better. At the very least, they should have done something different with the color scheme. I would have thought it would have been cool if Latios and Latios, if their megas swapped. So the red and the blue swapped in their megas. That would have been kind of cool, a concept. This purple, and I like purple too. It's my favorite standalone single color. I just didn't like them, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the actual list because I can go on a soapbox all day long here. So my number one, oh my God, what's it going to be? It's Charizard. We all knew this, okay? I'm not going to go into this. Every video I say this. I threw them out there. But again, the one thing I will say, how on God's green earth can you see him and think that's better? Like, I don't know who dropped you on your head, but someone dropped you on your head to think this Charizard is better than this one. Like, I don't feasibly see how you could make that distinction, especially because of the fact he's a dragon, okay, and he finally gets his dragon type. Like, I just don't see it, okay? I'm going to move on before I really get into this. So, now, I did put, now to my actual top 10 other than Charizard, because we all knew that was coming. Now, I did put a number 11 in here because a lot of people like this Pokemon, okay? And I kind of dog on it a lot. And in its Mega form, I actually like it. And that's Venusaur. So I put Venusaur at 11 just outside my list, but I really do like Venusaur's Mega Evolution. I don't know what it is about it. I just feel that Venusaur got a huge upgrade with his Mega. Blastoise got a downgrade. Charizard got kind of a across the field equal, and then the greatest thing to ever happen to Pokemon. And then Venusaur actually got an upgrade. So I know I always dog on Venusaur. I'm sorry for those of you who love Venusaur, for those of you who are Bulbasaur fans and all that. So I wanted to throw something for you. I think Venusaur's Mega is really cool. I think it's a really good upgrade from the regular Venusaur, which is what a Mega Evolution is supposed to be. So now into the list. So my number 10 is Aggron. I've never hated Aggron, but I've never really considered him a favorite for me. His Mega Evolution looks cool. It has that sci-fi futuristic feel. The way he almost has like a dome almost on his head kind of gives him that like futuristic soldier cop vibe type thing. And it looks good all around, and it looks like an upgrade almost. And that's what a Mega Evolution is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an upgrade to its original form. You know, it's not like a regular evolution where it's supposed to bring you into a whole new Pokemon or a whole new class or category. It's supposed to be like you're armoring up, and then you take your armor off after battle. That was kind of the whole point of Megas. That's why they didn't stick around permanently. So I like Aggron. It's great. Again, I'm probably not going to put regular Aggron in like a top 10 list, but his Mega is good, and his Mega, for comparing his Mega to him, I think it's a good upgrade. And again, that's what a Mega is supposed to be. Now, my number 9 is Aerodactyl. I almost swapped Aerodactyl and Aggron. They were both kind of the same for me. But again, they're cool. Their Megas are cool looking, and they also look good upgrade-wise. That's kind of one of the criteria I've been going with when I made this list. Does the Mega itself look good? And then does it look like a true upgrade from the previous, or from its original form? And I think Aerodactyl was a good choice for this. Plus, I think Aerodactyl just deserves some love, because he's always one of those where people love him compared to other fossil Pokemon, but he seems to be forgotten about in a lot of things. Like when Aerodactyl pops up, everybody loves him, but no one ever really pops him up. You know what I mean? So I'm glad he finally got some love with his Mega Evolution. Now, my number 8, I've never really given this Pokemon much thought. I've always kind of just forgotten about it, but its Mega is really cool, and that's Bayonetta. Bayonetta, however you pronounce it. Bayonetta, I've always thought this Pokemon was creepy, but I've never hated it. Like, I've never considered it like a top 20, top 25 for me, but I've always thought it was a creepy in a good way. Kind of like a cool, cool, creepy way. The concept was great. But its Mega is crazy good. Like, its Mega is on point. Mega Bayonet, however you want to pronounce it. I call it Bayonet. Mega Bayonet is, like, good. I mean, it is a clear upgrade. Like, the zippers are being unzipped, and it almost looks like its soul is coming out of its body to devour you or something like that. I just like it all around. It's a good upgrade. I almost put this one a little higher. The only reason I didn't is I'm not a huge Bayonet fan. That's why. Now, for my number 7 is Garchomp. I like Garchomp. I like his Mega Evolution. It's great. I almost put him at number 6. And the only reason Garchomp isn't higher on my list isn't because he's bad. I just like the other ones better. Aggron and Aerodactyl are clearly a 9-10. Bayonetta isn't last place, but she's definitely like near the bottom. Garchomp could have been higher on my list. The other ones are just better. Right? But again, Garchomp is still a great Pokemon. Now, my number 6, I almost flipped it with Garchomp, but it's Mewtwo. Mewtwo X specifically, because you saw Mewtwo Y was on my I can't stand list. Mewtwo X is great. I mean, Mewtwo X looks like Mewtwo with armor on. Mewtwo Y, I don't know what they were thinking with that. It's like, okay, is he trying to revert back to Mew and he only got halfway? Like, what's going on there with Mewtwo Y? And again, Mewtwo X or X and Y, how does X exist and someone still likes Y better? Like, I don't get that. Like, I know people who actually prefer Mewtwo Y, and I'm sitting here thinking, how on God's earth do you even form an opinion at that point? Like, you're probably one of those people that like Pokemon or Charizard Y over X. Like, it's just weird. Mewtwo X looks like he's armored up and ready for battle, and that's one of the things that a Mega is supposed to look like. Now, for my top 5 list, they all are great. Technically, my next 4, because I already showed you Charizard. But my top 5 list, I love all these guys. I love their Megas. And again, when I play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, these are usually the 4 people in my team with Charizard. Okay? And then I'll usually throw someone else in there depending on how I feel that playthrough. So my number 5 is Blaziken. Again, I'm going to be sounding like a broken record with a lot of these. It looks good. It's kick butt, and I would put a different word besides butt in there. And he's a clear upgrade to Blaziken. I like how they kept the same color, the same pattern, but changed the color scheme. So the pattern is the same as Blaziken in terms of the way he looks, but this color scheme was upgraded. And I just thought they did such a really good job with him. Again, Blaziken could have been higher, and it had nothing to do with Blaziken why he was 5th and not higher. It's just I like the other ones better. Now, my number 4 is Absol. This Pokemon, oh my god, I thought this one was phenomenally well done. It looks like Absol with upgrades. Right? It clearly has that distinct, better look than regular Absol, and I love it. It is phenomenal. I love the wings aspect. I love how it broadened its blade. It kind of gave it the little, emo side hair thing. And it truly was a legitimate upgrade. I like how it added more to his tail. And he just ultimately came out looking so much better. Now, my number 3 and my number 2, I might get a little flack for putting him 3 instead of 2. Only and 2 by 2, I mean only after Charizard. But my number 3 is Lucario. I love Lucario. Such an amazing, solid Pokemon. Honestly, Lucario could be a top 10 for me overall. His Mega is amazing. Oh my god, look at it. It looks like a bad version of Lucario. I mean, he bulks up, he buffs up, and he gets ready for battle. And it looks like Lucario went into battle mode. Like he got the extra armor on. He's got the war paint almost. I mean, Mega Lucario is a standard that all Megas should be following. Right? Now, for my number 2, or my last one, because you already saw Charizard was my number 1, Again, I could have probably flipped Lucario in this Pokemon, but I like this Pokemon. It's got some nostalgia with me, and that's Ampharos. Again, Ampharos is one of my favorite Pokemon. Arguably could be higher on my favorites list, but Mega Ampharos, again, I think it looks cool. It gives you more of the Mareep Flaffy vibe going into it here. It's got that cool orb design, and it adds more of the electric orbs on its body. And again, I probably could have put Lucario as second and Ampharos as third, but Ampharos and Mega Ampharos is a much bigger, how can I put this? It's a much bigger nostalgia point for me than Lucario was. Lucario is just awesome. Mega Ampharos was one of the first Megas I ever got. So I like Mega Ampharos. I think it's great. It's a great upgrade from regular Ampharos. And yeah, it is what it is. And that's why I put it second only after Charizard. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'm going to go back to the top of my list. Just a reminder, anyone who thinks this Charizard is better than this one, please go see a doctor because you clearly need help. So, as always, thank you for sticking around and watching. Stay beautiful, Americans, and peace.